Yo, big up yourselves and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming back. If you're new here, make sure you consider, please, hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you consider. That's not right, is it? Please consider hitting that subscribe button because we are continually growing, and obviously the more subscribers, the better we can get things going and views and things like that. So yeah, big up yourselves anyway. Thank you for clicking on the video. In today's video, we will be second fixing from the previous job. So the job where we wired the ring final circuit in the kitchen. We're going to show you a bit of second fixing, and then we're going to go into testing on how we test a ring final circuit with R1, R2's insulation resistance testing and our ZS testing. And then finally our RCD testing. So hopefully it'll be helpful for some people. If not, just enjoy it anyway. But yeah, today's video is sponsored by Tradify, so big up Tradify for sponsoring the video. We'll get into that a bit more later on. I'm going to show you how we open up Tradify and how we fill our certificate out on the Tradify app and then add it into our invoice, things like that, so it can be sent over to the customer, which is a fairly new feature that they've added, the electrical certificates, but I'll show you more of that after. Yeah, let's get in there and run the ting. So here we are in the job now, and as you can see, they have done a lovely job. That's nice, isn't it? Lovely bit of kitchen. Scott's just started second fixing the sockets. We're using BG Nexus plastic for these. So we've got a socket there, he's got a socket over there, socket there. We've got a low level going in there for the washing machine that's in there. Nice. We've then got power to our oven, which is 2.3 kilowatt, I think. I will double check that. But that's going to go in the left-hand cupboard there, and we'll have also got a dedicated supply for the hob because that's 7 kilowatt. So cooker switch as well in there. Cables are underneath the plinth ready for us. We just got to whip the plinth off, get round and do that. In here, we've got the extractor and then a spur for the outside lights, if you can remember me wiring that. If you haven't watched the other video, I'll put a little thing up here somewhere. Well, Zoe will, so you can click that and watch that. We've got a boiler spur that's got to go on, and these all come back to our fuse board, which is under there. We will put a double socket above or below the fuse board as well. That's for a freestanding fridge that's going in there, so that'll be nice. What's about it, innit, Scott? Oh. Have you said hello?
Hello.
Hello. Hello all. We've got to change this light as well. Customer's bought its own light for that and for in the bathroom. And then we've got some outside lights to wire in. We're going to be using whisker boxes, stuffing guns, and then obviously the lighting from JCC. 10 watt floods outside with a PIR. Ain't we, Scotty?
Oh, it's lovely.
Oh, it's lovely. Right, we'll get cracking and then get the sockets and everything second fixed. And then we'll show you the stages we go through to test the circuit. So just while Scott's finishing the ring off, getting the cables from under the plinths, things like that, just wanted to show you the fuse board. So this comes from a KMF outside, comes through. It is our bonding that we put in before, and we're going to be putting new MCBs in to allow for our new circuit. So the 16 I've already put in, which is the boiler. I've just changed that spur. We'll tidy these cabling up in a bit when we connect our others in. And then we've got a 32 that's going in for our ring circuit. So this Crabtree board has got the stabs on the back. It's a star breaker board. So all you have to do is slot this on top of the dim rail, like so, and then just push it in. And basically that stabs into the buzz bar at the bottom and makes the MCB become live. So just while I'm stripping these, this is where we're going to be taking our R1, R2 readings, not our R1, R2 readings, our end-to-end readings from, and where we'll be linking out the cables for our R1, R2 readings. So get these stripped, get the earth sleeve on, get them cut to length, and then they're ready for when Scott's finished. We can start taking our readings. So I'll get the tester out, show you what settings you need to put it on, and show you how to take the readings. It's story time. Just want to tell you a quick story. So we've been sent these super rods, Super Rod Mega Set, so thank you Super Rod, big up yourself. Basically sent them us, and the first time I used them was in a duct underground and I put the full set down this duct, got to the last rod, and one of the welds on the brass snapped. And I lost the full set, the whole set. I also didn't know they're not magnetic unless you put an attachment on, so it taught me a lesson really. But basically, I got the rods back, had to dig a hole up and break into the ducting to get the rods back, but I'd have had to do it anyway because of the cabling. So yeah, got them back, but the moral of the story is these things happen with any brand, things like that happen, but it's how the brand or the company deal with it. And fair play to Superrod, they offered to replace anything I'd lost, anything I'd broke. So yeah, big up Superrod, that's good customer service. Obviously it's not the best that it's snapped, but everything can go faulty. Anything you buy, you could buy £4 telly and something be faulty, and it just happens in the factory, doesn't it? But yeah, that's how they deal with it, and Superrod dealt with it very well, so big up yourselves. On to the next bit anyway. In this cupboard now, which houses the extractor, I'll tell you what, houses the extractor, we are going to have 2 switch fuse spurs. What I'm going to do for now is get the 2 spurs mounted, get the loads the supplies connected up, and leave the loads out for now. That's just for our insulation resistance testing. Everything else is on a plug top. It can be unplugged for the benefit of the test, but these I'm going to leave them disconnected just so we can take our readings. Yeah, because the LEDs on the outside lights and the LEDs in this extractor fan will cause the readings to alter. So to get the true reading, everything like that really should be disconnected. If you've got any USB sockets, anything like that, get it disconnected. Dimmer switches, anything sensitive basically, or anything LED, or you know what I mean, get it off. There's our 2 spurs in there now with the loads disconnected. Some of these are double poles, so you wouldn't really have to do that, but I just think while we're up there connecting it anyway and it's all new, we're better off leaving it out till we what, Scott? Till we've finished. Scott's just putting that last socket and cooker isolator in the cupboard down there. I've got one more socket to do by the fuse board, so I'll pull one of them legs back, I did forget, put the socket above and then drop a new leg into the board, and then that is our ring connected up. He's done the socket under the sink for the washing machine, so that's done. All the high level sockets are done. Like I say, them 2 spurs are connected. We've literally just got Scott's little socket under there, that one there, and then I'll start the testing. So now that all our second fix is done, we've got our ends stripped off, put that socket in there. We've got the cables to tidy up still here, but I'll do them in a sec. We're going to begin our testing. So first thing we're going to do with our ring final circuit is test our end-to-end values, which are then recorded on the certificate. So we're going to get our tester and put it on continuity. This tester I'm using, the Mega, what is it, 1741 Plus, has got auto test and auto null the leads. So we will then make sure our leads are nulled at 0, 0, and then we can begin our testing. So we're going to test first continuity between both of our live legs. That beep tells us it's continuous, and it's coming up as a reading of 0. I don't know how well you can see that, 0.20. Can I put a light on here, Scott?
Yeah.
Hi?
Top left, bottom left.
Oh, nice. So the reading's coming up 0.20. With our neutral, we'd expect the same value or within 0.05, I think, just because 2.5, 2.5. So that should be about the same, which it is, 0.2, 0.19. So it's within our 0.05. We know that is fine. The next one we're going to do is our earth end-to-ends. Now this one, because these are 2.5, in your 2.5mm twin and earth, your earths are 1.5, so we'd expect a higher reading, and it should work out around 1.67 times our readings of our live and neutrals. So we've got a reading of the light, 0.32. If I do that quickly on my phone, that sounds quite low to be fair. 0.20 times 1.67, 0.33, that comes out at, so that's roughly what we'd expect for that, which means our connections are fine. So the next thing we're going to do is our R1, R2 readings. So what we're going to do to get those is link out our live with our CPC of the other leg. So we're linking those out just with a Wago. You can put them in the earth bar, you can do whatever you want, but we just use a Wago. And then both sides, that is. So that's that, and that is that. So that's those linked out. Now we're going to take a reading at each socket, well, each point on the circuit, and we will record the highest as our R1, R2 on our test sheet. So I'll show you where that goes on the test sheet when we fill that out in a second. Nice. So now that they're linked out at the board, we're going to be testing at each point. Like I says, for this one, we use a different lead, which is obviously our plug top lead, so that we can just plug it into the accessories. These leads do still have to be nulled, and we've got a little clip attachment which clips over all the conductors like that, and it will link out the reading you're getting from your live and CPC. So we've got 0.00, they're now nulled, so we can carry on with our tests. So our first point, 0.35. There's one under here, which is 0.13. We've got another one over here, which is 0.15. Another one here, which is 0.12. And then we've got our spurs up there, which I'll take with the test leads, the probes. We've also got one under here, which is 0.20. So that tells us that our furthest point is going to be this one here, because it's the highest. I don't know why that come up with 0.3. So it's 0.15 now. So they're all roughly the same sort of reading, which is awesome. On a ring, you'd probably get that. On a radial, I don't know why I said it'd be the furthest point. On a radial, when you do your test, you test your R1, R2, your highest reading would be the final point on the circuit. Also, if you have any spurs off a ring, normally that's the highest point, so that'll give you your reading for that. So our highest, I think, was this one at 0.15, so that will then be recorded onto our test result again, onto our sheet, sorry. I'll show you that in a bit again. But yeah, that's our R1, R2 readings. So we can also link out the live and the neutral at the board, which will then show us our polarity is bang on, because we've already tested between our live and our earth. So that also gives us polarity as well, which tells us that it's right. So that's that. That's recorded our R1, R2 readings. All we've got left to do on the dead tests is our insulation resistance. So next thing we're going to be testing for is insulation resistance, and we're doing this. We normally connect it into the MCB, but because people are in the house, they've got power on, we won't be turning it off, so we'll do them while they're disconnected. So all we've got to do, crocodile clips round the lives, crocodile clips round the earths, and that will give us our insulation resistance, obviously between live and earth. So get in there, that's round there, that's round there. We're going to be putting our tester on insulation resistance, which is red, and we're going to be doing it at 500 volts. So they're around there. All we have to do then, hold the test button, which will give us greater than 999, which is perfect. We'll then do live to neutral, which is, hold test again, greater than 999, and then neutral to earth for our final reading, which gives us greater than 999 again. So our insulation resistance is perfect. That will be recorded on the certificate. If there is something plugged in and you're unsure, you can link the live and neutrals together and test between there and earth, but obviously we know nothing's plugged in. So that is that. So that's our insulation resistance testing done. R1, R2 done, and our, well, we could say our polarity is done. And what else, Scott? Our end-to-ends on the ring circuit's done. So we'll show you where we record them on the certificate in a moment. We'll get these connected up now, and we can get the power on and then take our ZS readings and do an RCD test. So one of our last tests that we're doing, which is a live test, is our ZS of the circuit. That's what it's recorded as on the test sheet. And basically we want to be setting our tester to L-PE on this one, and it's set at 3 low, which isn't going to trip the RCD. 2 high would trip the RCD. And then the right hand one I've got set to max Z, just because on this tester, if we set it to max Z, we can run around plugging it into all the outlets and it'll record our highest reading, which is obviously what we put on the test sheet. So what we're going to do is plug the tester in, turn it on, and then it'll go through its little test. So 0.25 on that socket. We'll go over to this socket here. So it's going through its little test sequence now. And then 0.35 on that one. Oh, 3.2 it's come up as. 3.2, with this one. 0.28. 2.9. 2.4. And then our last point, without getting the probes out, is going to be by the board, and that's going to give us 0.21. So that on a radial circuit, again, our highest number would probably be the last point on the circuit. So that would then be recorded in that circuit detail on the test sheet as our ZS reading. I'll show you on the tester, save you remembering them all. That top number, if you can see, is our highest point where it says max. So that's our highest point. We're going to record that now on the test sheet. Then when we're done, we've just got our RCD tests. I don't really need to show you them because you basically plug it in, set this to auto on the yellow, and then set the yellow here to 30 because it's a 30 milliamp RCD, and then this will test it all for you. You just have to go back, resetting the RCD, which is boring. But yeah, that's that tested. So the circuit's tested now. I'm going to get these spurs connected up, the loads connected, get the outside lights on, and then we'll go through the test sheet. So hopefully, from those little screenshots and me talking, that'll show you what you can do within the Tradify app. So that form's found in the Tradify app. Basically, you create a job off your customer details, and then if you go into forms, there's all sorts of different forms, all electrical forms, plumbing forms. Plumbing forms. Yeah, we just chose a minor electrical works form for this job. And obviously there's installation, there's condition report, all that jazz. But basically that's how easy it is within the Tradify app to create the finished certificate that can then be linked on to the invoice and sent to the customer all in one. They can then keep for their records. You just need to notify via your NAPIT or NIC or whatever. But obviously NAPIT's the best because I'm NAPIT and I'm a dude. You get me? We'll get the spurs connected up now, get the outside lights finished. Scott's just doing something in the other room where there's a flat plate on the wall, it's bulging out a bit, so he's just dressing the cables back in and getting that done. Get these connected, get the 2 lights changed, and then we're out of here. That's pretty mad, ain't it? Anyway, Finn, Job fin, that is it. End of the job. Nice job. Nice customer, lovely job. Looks really nice in the end. Hopefully you've enjoyed that video, and like I say, we want to try and do these bits of learning, you know, try and teach you, see how we work. Don't copy me though, because it's probably all wrong. But yeah, big up for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please press that like button and leave us a little comment down below if you do things differently. Let us know. If you don't like this type of video, let us know. We're probably still going to do them because people seem to enjoy them. And we will do other videos on radial testing, wiring radials, things like that, just to help the apprentices and the people learning out there. So hopefully you don't mind. Big up Tradify for sponsoring the video. As you saw from that, there's different things that Tradify can do. It's not just for invoicing and things like that, but we do use it, invoicing, customer databases, quoting, things like that. And then again, you can add the certificates on after, which is nice. Check out Tradify in the link below in the description, and you can get a free 14-day trial. No card, no nothing. Just check it out and try it and see what you think. We love it. If you do like it, use code JRC50 for 50% off your first 3 months. Big up yourself, big up your nan, big up your granddad, big up your mum and dad. Get their phones as well, press subscribe. Hey, Scott. Oh. So yeah, big up yourselves. Scotty?
Turn out a bit.
You're not in? You're not in?
Am I in the shot?
Yeah, you're in.
There we go. Turn out.
That wasn't really worth it, was it?
No. Alright, thanks for watching the video.
Thanks for watching the... Cheers for clicking on the video. Mike and Gin, you know. See you later. Ta-ra.